Have you ever stopped to think about how one small step could completely change the course of your life? For seniors, a stumble isn't just a clumsy moment you laugh off. It can mean a fractured hip, months in physical therapy, or the painful loss of the freedom to live on your own terms. Every year, millions of older adults find themselves suddenly sidelined, not because of an illness, but because of something as ordinary as a fall. But here's the part that's rarely talked about. Most of these falls aren't random accidents. They don't come out of nowhere. In fact, the majority of them are triggered by small, everyday walking mistakes that almost everyone makes habits that feel normal, even harmless, but quietly push your body closer to disaster. These mistakes are sneaky because they don't seem dangerous at first glance. They're the kind of things you might do at home, at the grocery store, or even just walking across the room without a second thought. Yet each one stacks the odds against you, making a fall more likely. That's why today, we're going to break down 7 dangerous walking habits that drastically increase fall risk, and the most surprising part is that many people don't even realize they're doing them. So, let's begin with the very first mistake. It's something almost everyone has done at some point, and most people believe it actually makes walking safer. But the truth is, it throws off your posture, reduces your stability, and can set you up for a sudden, dangerous fall. Mistake 1. Looking down while walking. At first, it seems harmless, even logical. When you're worried about tripping, your first instinct is to keep your eyes on the ground. You think, if I look down, I'll catch every little crack or uneven spot. It feels like a safety net. But here's the surprising reality. Constantly looking down while walking is one of the biggest mistakes seniors make. Why? Because your body follows your gaze. When your eyes are glued to the floor, your head tilts forward, your shoulders hunch, and your posture collapses. That small adjustment shifts your center of gravity, pulling you off balance. Instead of standing tall and stable, you're unknowingly walking in a way that makes you less steady. And that's not the only danger. When your eyes are locked on the ground, your field of vision shrinks. You miss what's happening around you: a coffee table, leg jutting out, a child running by, a car pulling too close at the crosswalk. These aren't obstacles you can spot in your peripheral vision if you're staring at your feet. By the time you notice, it may already be too late to react. Experts say that safe walking starts with your eyes, not your feet. Keeping your gaze forward allows your brain to process your surroundings, anticipate movement, and prepare your body to adjust. It's like driving a car. If you only look at the road right in front of the tires, you won't notice the bend or the stop sign ahead until it's too late. The irony is painful. The very habit people use to feel safer actually makes them more vulnerable. A hunched posture weakens balance, limited vision blinds you to hazards, and all of it together raises your fall risk. So here's the simple shift. Keep your eyes forward, chin up, and shoulders relaxed. Instead of staring at every step, scan the space ahead and trust your feet to handle the floor. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but this one change can dramatically improve stability. And if looking down is such a hidden danger, just wait until you hear the next mistake, because it's something almost every senior does without realizing, especially when they're in a hurry. And the faster you go, the more dangerous it becomes. Mistake 2. Walking too fast. In a world that constantly moves faster, it's easy to feel like you have to keep up. You're late for a doctor's appointment, the phone is ringing in the other room. Or maybe it's just a habit you've kept from your younger years, moving quickly, with purpose. But here's the hard truth. Walking too fast as a senior is like driving on a winding mountain road at full speed, without brakes. You give your body almost no time to react, no space to recover, and no margin for error. When you walk quickly, you shorten your stride and reduce the time your feet stay on the ground. That sounds efficient, but it dramatically reduces your stability. Every step becomes a gamble. One uneven surface, one poorly placed rug, one misjudged corner, and there's no time to recover your balance. Fast walking also puts more pressure on your joints, especially the knees and hips. The faster the movement, the more momentum your body carries forward. If your foot hits an unstable spot or slips slightly, your momentum keeps pushing, and that's when falls happen. Many seniors speed up out of instinct. You don't want to look slow, or you feel like if you walk faster, you'll get it over with. But this rush often leads to skipping safety steps, not using the handrail, not looking both ways, not double-checking your footing. The mind moves ahead of the body, and that split-second disconnect is all it takes. One of the most dangerous places this shows up: crosswalks and parking lots. You see the light flashing, or a car waiting, and suddenly you're hurrying across uneven pavement with your head full of urgency and your feet unsure of every step. The truth is, rushing doesn't make you safer, it makes you vulnerable. Here's the fix: slow, deliberate steps. Walking with intention doesn't mean crawling, it means giving your body time to balance, stabilize, and adapt with each movement. And when you pair slower steps with strong posture and forward vision, you'll feel more in control, not less. So if speed is silently raising your fall risk, what else could be working against you? The next mistake might be hiding right on your feet, and it's a danger most people never see coming until it's too late. Mistake 3. Wearing the wrong shoes. It's easy to overlook what's on your feet. After all, shoes are just shoes, right? But the truth is, the very thing meant to support and protect you could quietly be putting you in danger. Think about it. Many seniors slip into old house slippers, soft sandals, or worn-out sneakers because they're easy, comfortable, and familiar. But here's the catch. These kinds of shoes often have smooth, slippery soles with no grip left. Some are loose around the heel, sliding with every step, forcing your foot to work harder just to stay inside the shoe. Others have heels that are slightly too high or soles that are uneven, throwing off your balance without you even realizing it. Walking in unsafe shoes is like trying to hike a mountain in flip-flops. You might get by for a little while, but the moment you hit an uneven patch, you're fighting gravity with no real support. That fight usually ends in a stumble, or worse, a fall that could have been completely preventable. Even socks on hardwood or tile can be deceptively dangerous. They seem cozy, but the lack of traction turns your home into a skating rink. Many fall-related injuries happen in the comfort of someone's living room or kitchen, where shoes are often taken off. Good footwear isn't about fashion or convenience, it's about stability. Shoes with non-slip soles, firm heels, and snug but comfortable fit give your body the foundation it needs. They don't slide, they don't wobble, and they give you confidence with every step. Here's the surprising part. Upgrading your footwear is one of the simplest, fastest changes you can make to dramatically lower your fall risk. No exercise, no training, just the right shoes that grip the floor and support your body. So while shoes might seem like a small detail, they can literally be the difference between staying steady or hitting the floor. And if shoes can betray you this way, imagine what happens when the very tools designed to help, like canes or walkers, aren't used the right way. That's the next mistake, and it can be even more dangerous. Mistake 4. Not using assistive devices properly. For many seniors, the idea of using a cane or walker feels like admitting defeat. There's pride involved, the thought of, I don't need that yet, or if I use one, people will see me as weak. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Refusing to use assistive devices, or worse, using them incorrectly, can be far riskier than simply walking with steady support. Think about it like this. A cane or walker isn't a sign of weakness, it's an extension of your balance. It's like having a third or even fourth leg to stabilize you. When used properly, it takes pressure off your joints, spreads out your weight, and gives you an extra point of contact with the ground. But when used the wrong way, the wrong height, wrong side, or even used just for show without leaning on it, it can actually increase your instability. A cane that's too tall forces you to tilt. One that's too short makes you hunch. Both postures throw off your center of gravity and strain your body. And walkers, they need to glide or lift properly. Pushing them too far ahead or leaning heavily without lifting can create dangerous momentum that pulls you forward faster than your feet can follow. The tragic irony is that many falls happen not because someone lacks support, but because they had the wrong support. Imagine leaning on a shaky railing. It gives a false sense of security until it suddenly gives way. That's exactly what an improperly used cane or walker can do. Here's the truth. Assistive devices are not a downgrade. They're tools for independence. They allow you to move with confidence, to go further, and to do it safely. The smartest seniors aren't the ones who refuse help, they're the ones who use every tool available to protect themselves. So yes, your cane or walker might just be the silent hero of your mobility, but only if you treat it that way. And even if you have the right support in your hands, there's another danger hiding much closer right under your feet at home. Cluttered pathways, cords, rugs, and small obstacles most people ignore can quietly set the stage for the next fall. Mistake 5. Ignoring cluttered pathways. Most people think of falls happening outdoors on uneven sidewalks, wet driveways, or busy streets. But the surprising truth is this: the majority of falls actually happen right at home. And often, it's not because of some major hazard, but because of small, everyday clutter that slips under the radar. It starts with little things: a pair of shoes left near the doorway, an electrical cord stretched across the living room, a stack of magazines or newspapers pushed just slightly into the walkway, even decorative rugs that look cozy but slide easily on tile or hardwood floors. Alone, each of these might not seem like much, but together, they're a minefield waiting for one distracted step. The danger is that clutter blends into the background. You walk past it so often, you stop noticing it. That loose rug has been in the hallway for years. That coffee table corner always sticks out a little too far, but because they're familiar, your brain stops treating them as threats. And that's exactly when they strike. One toe catches the edge, one sock slips on a cord, and suddenly you're on the floor before you even realize what happened. Clutter doesn't just create obstacles, it steals your attention. When you're focusing on stepping over piles, dodging around furniture, or avoiding cords, your body isn't moving naturally. Every detour throws off your rhythm, and each change of direction increases the chance of losing balance. The fix is simple but powerful. Clear your paths. Think of your home like a runway, smooth, open, and easy to walk across without distractions. Secure rugs with non-slip mats, coil or tape-down cords, and keep walkways free from clutter. Small adjustments can remove hidden dangers that cause the majority of home-based falls. Because here's the reality: you can have the best shoes, the strongest cane, and the steadiest posture, but if your home is full of silent tripping hazards, all that effort can be undone in a single second. And while clutter in your environment can trip you up, there's another mistake that's even more deceptive. This one doesn't come from outside your body, it comes from within. Weak muscles, poor posture, and a fading core can quietly sabotage your balance with every step. That's mistake number 6. Mistake 6. Poor posture and weak core. When you picture someone steady on their feet, what comes to mind? Shoulders back, head up, body aligned, right? But for many seniors, years of habits, aches, and muscle loss create a very different picture. A rounded back, a forward tilt, shuffling feet. And while it might seem harmless or even inevitable with age, this posture is quietly setting the stage for dangerous falls. Here's why. Posture isn't just about how you look, it's about how your body balances itself. When you slump forward, your weight shifts ahead of your feet. That means your center of gravity is constantly pulling you forward, and your legs and core are forced to work harder to keep you upright. One small distraction, one uneven patch, and suddenly your body can't recover in time. But posture isn't only about the spine, it's tied directly to your core muscles. Your abdominals, lower back, and hips act like a stabilizing belt for your entire body. When those muscles are weak, they can't support your balance. Each step becomes less controlled, and instead of walking tall and steady, you shuffle with uncertainty. It's like trying to balance a tower of blocks on a wobbly base. Sooner or later, it collapses. Think of simple, everyday moments: reaching for a cupboard, turning quickly when someone calls your name, or standing up from a chair. With a weak core and poor posture, these movements shift from effortless to risky. Even getting up too fast can throw you off balance because your body isn't equipped to stabilize itself. The good news: posture and core strength can be improved at any age. Gentle exercises like standing tall against a wall to realign your spine, or seated core movements to strengthen your midsection can slowly rebuild stability. Even small daily habits, like consciously pulling your shoulders back and lifting your chin while walking, add up over time. Strong posture doesn't just prevent falls, it makes walking feel lighter, easier, and more natural. It restores confidence because your body feels supported instead of fragile. And when you stand tall, you don't just look younger, you move with the assurance that every step is under your control. But even with strong posture and a steady core, there's one more mistake that catches nearly everyone. It's subtle, it's modern, and it's often disguised as multitasking. The final mistake is walking while distracted, and it's one of the fastest ways to turn an ordinary step into a dangerous fall. Mistake 7. Walking without paying attention. Distractions. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. A buzzing phone in your pocket, a conversation happening over your shoulder, a grocery list running through your mind as you cross the street. Multitasking feels normal, but when it comes to walking, it's one of the most dangerous habits you can have. Here's why. Walking safely requires your brain and body to work together in real time. Your eyes scan the environment, your brain processes the obstacles, and your body makes the micro adjustments to keep you balanced. But when your attention is split, whether it's on a phone screen, a thought, or even carrying a bag while talking, that chain of communication breaks down. It only takes a fraction of a second. A missed curb, a rug corner, a sudden dog running past. When your focus is elsewhere, your body doesn't get the message quickly enough. And what could have been a small, harmless adjustment turns into a dangerous stumble. Phones are a huge culprit. We've all seen people scrolling while walking, head down, eyes glazed. For seniors, that habit is even riskier. Not only does it mimic the bad posture we already talked about, but it also blinds you to what's directly ahead. The distraction of a single text can be all it takes to set up a fall. Even mental distractions like stress, worry, or rushing through a mental checklist can interfere with safe walking. Your mind drifts, your steps get sloppy, and your awareness fades. That's why so many falls catch people completely off guard, not because the hazard was invisible, but because the mind wasn't there in the moment to catch it. The solution? Practice mindful walking. Give your full attention to each step, each surface, and each environment. Keep your phone in your pocket until you're safely seated. If someone's talking to you while you walk, pause for a moment if needed. Don't feel pressured to split your focus. Walking is serious business, and staying fully present could save you from a fall that changes your life. So let's review the 7 silent mistakes. Looking down instead of forward. 1. Walking too fast. 2. Wearing unsafe shoes. 3. Using assistive devices the wrong way. 4. Ignoring cluttered pathways. 5. Poor posture and weak core. 6. Walking while distracted. Each one might seem small on its own, but together they quietly raise the risk of falls, the very accidents that steal independence and quality of life from so many seniors every year. The good news? Every single one of these mistakes can be corrected, and with each correction, you take back control. You strengthen your safety, you extend your freedom. Walking isn't meant to be feared, it's meant to be enjoyed, step by step, with confidence. So ask yourself, which of these mistakes do you recognize in your daily life? And which one will you work on changing today? Because the path to safer, steadier walking starts with awareness, and it starts right now.